All right, guys, this is exciting news. If you've seen anything on the internet about what's going on with Ram and Stellantis in the last 24 hours, big news. This is what I love about the automotive industry, is watching these guys that have been part of the industry for a long time being brought back to fix companies that are having problems. Stellantis has been struggling with profitability, high inventory across multiple vehicle lineups, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and it's exciting now to see what is taking place. And what we're seeing is these guys are trying to bring back some all-stars. Tim Kuniskis, this guy's got a long-standing history of being a very customer-centric CEO. He knows how to fix these companies and do great things, and I'm excited. The real question everybody wants to know is the Hemi coming back? Are prices coming down? What's gonna happen? Big statements like Stellantis made earlier this year, they're not gonna be purchasing any more carbon credits from Tesla and others so they can offset their CAFE standards and emissions and all that jazz. What is gonna happen? My feeling is everything will be considered. All options are on the table. For them to have Tim retire and for them to have Carlos be asked to leave, resign, whatever, to now be bringing back Tim, clearly these guys are in the game and they want to fight and they want to get back in it. The question is, to me, why do they want to get back in it? Are they trying to just stay alive? Are they trying to thrive? And what I mean by this is, are they just trying to get this thing for ready for sale and someone else is going to buy it? Chrysler, Stellantis, however, the different brands, or are they trying to just start taking market share again? If we look at what FCA did with Ram, Jeep, Dodge in the last 10 years, they really started focusing on quality, given the powertrains people had, power, just the cool factor has been there. And there's been a big transfer in the last 24 months. So we'll see now what are the steps they're going to be taking in the next part of this chapter with Tim coming back at the helm. This is going to be really exciting, I think, for anybody that has been a Ram, Dodge, Jeep enthusiast. I think now could be even more fun than the last 10 years. What I think was going to happen. Do I think the Hemi is going to come back? I won't say yes or I won't say no. I think these guys are going to look at it like a business. If they bring back the Hemi, what is the cost to do so? What is the burden of carbon credits? As an example, what is the number one concern for most car buyers in the industry in the last few years? Pretty simple. Vehicles are too expensive, right? You guys have seen these things go up in price drastically. So if using a Hurricane hits them a fleet average where they can get rid of $5,000 to $15,000 worth of carbon credits because they can get better fuel economy than a Hemi, well, do you want a Hemi or do you want a lower cost Ram? I don't know. That'll be interesting. What I think is going to be fun to see is Ram going to take a more aggressive marketing strategy of educating their customers on their powertrains. Look back 15 years ago. What did Ford do in 2010, 2011? They were trying to convince customers to go away from a V8 into an EcoBoost engine. They were the first in the market to say, don't do a V8, do a twin turbo, forced induction V6, not an inline six. And they were actually pretty successful, because if we think back in the last 10 years, they used to have 100% of market share was, or I'd say 85, 90% of their market share was V8s, and a small portion of the market share was small 6-cylinder natural aspirated, which is like you just need a truck and you don't really need any towing or any real capability, so you had a super basic 6-cylinder engine. To now, I bet you the 2.7, the 3.5, and the 3.5 Power Boost, I bet you they're seeing 75 to 80% of the market share is not a V8. So they've done a really good job educating their customers. Is Ram going to take that approach? Because really, I mean, I look at myself. I love the sound of the V8, but if I can get more power, better fuel economy, more reliability with an inline twin turbo Hurricane, why would I not want that versus just hearing the sound of a V8? So I think they're going to probably focus on educating their customers and showing them, is this thing robust? I mean, prove it to us. As a customer myself, I'm excited to see, are they going to go do this path? I think we're going to see some interesting things coming with marketing, but what else are they going to do on pricing? How do they get profitability and give customers the pricing they want? The only way you can do that typically in the automotive industry is big volume. So if they want to take more market share from some of their competitors, Ford, GM, Chrysler, or Ford, GM, Toyota, maybe they're going to try to steal market share and reduce their pricing. That's another interesting approach they might potentially do. I before today, I would have said Hemi's gone forever. Like, I don't want to break your guys' hearts. We'll see it in Durango because it's an old platform. They're going to keep running it. And obviously in trucks like this, HDs, we're going to see this 6.4, 392 be ran. But in the 1500 and light duty, the small GVW vehicles, passenger cars, I think Hemi's been gone. It's an old powertrain. The emissions, hydrocarbons it puts out, CAFE standards, they don't have really a choice. And so you guys know, this is where, and I've talked about this in some of the live chats, this is where Ford took a really aggressive approach 10 years ahead of their competitors. They brought out engines nobody wanted because they knew to hit these CAFE credits in the future, they need to have a better fuel economy for their entire fleet average so they could keep V8s in trucks, that they could keep V8s in Mustangs for the people that wanted them. And they actually were successful because they're the only muscle car left in 2025 with a V8. So now if you've got vehicles like these that they didn't have those fuel efficient CAFE standard across their entire portfolio, you know, Ford's got the Mach-E and Lightning to help offset V8s. Ram's got to take a different approach. So are we going to see them bringing out, or Chrysler, Stellantis bringing out more electric vehicles, more hybrids? What are they going to do to not have to spend $5,000 to $15,000 per vehicle in carbon credits to stay in regulation with EPA standards? Now I know what you guys are thinking, and I'm thinking the same thing. With this new president coming in office, how's this new president going to impact EPA standards? It's hard to say. I don't think anybody really knows, and generally speaking, the stuff doesn't happen very quick on that. So will they just set executive orders immediately in January and say all these silly EPA standards, CAFE standards are gone? I'm not sure they're going to, because there are some advantages to keeping that stuff up there, because if they can make vehicles more fuel efficient, it can make people have more money in their pocket and spend money on other retail goods and things like that. So they might keep some of that stuff in place. They just might relax some of the things. The big thing I think you guys should be thinking about is the Hemi coming back. It's for you heavy duty diesel owners. And I got another video going to be coming on this shortly, and it's talking about the emission regulations that are set to some of it starting 2027 model year. Man, guys, when you see some of the regulations coming, this is going to impact pricing big time on your diesels coming in the future. Some of these engines are going to lose some horsepower. Some of them are going to lose some torque. There is a positive, and the positive is big warranty for powertrains is going to increase. So what we're going to start seeing is we're going to start seeing more emission-related warranties, period, increase. Instead of having, say, 80,000 mile warranty, maybe you have 150,000 mile. And I'm going to save that for a second video because that's a whole separate thing. But with these new regulations coming, that is one benefit I see. So we will see what comes of these changes. But with Tim back at the helm of Ram, Chrysler, Jeep, man, this is literally the most exciting news for the domestic automotive industry, specifically Ram, Jeep, that I've seen in the last 6+ months. I'll be curious, how long are these deals going to last? If I had to guess, I think they're going to be going after Ford harder than what we've already seen. These guys want to move trucks, so they're going to have to start moving this inventory. So I think we're going to start seeing more and more discounts. Anyhow, guys, I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope you're as excited as me about seeing good leaders coming back and trying to fix problems in the marketplace. And hopefully this makes not only Jeep and Ram and Dodge being more competitive, but also bringing better products in the future and bringing this company back to what it's been the last 10+ years. They have really crushed it, and people are so bummed to see some of the direction and some of the choices they've made. I think we're going to see a different angle moving forward. Hey, hope you enjoy the video. Thanks for watching.